you were with me last round, I went ahead and transported this ship here. It's going to be flying to where the strike force are, just so I wouldn't forget. So play the top card of the mission deck, and it is the Phantom. The Baregs have recovered an experimental battleship that was lost in a wormhole and are making it ready for battle. Sneak sabotage tech aboard the ship before it is fully operational. So during the installation phase, a player in this sector may scrap 2 techs from the strike force ship and or their hand, and if they do, you scrap this card. If not, you flip it to just a 5/3 ship. So it goes into this sector because this has 2, this has 3, this had 1. Okay. None of these other travel effects bother me or interact with me, or no travel effects affect me. So, requisition phase. So, if there are any strike force ships in this sector, put the top card of this sector's last station deck into play, opposition side up. And if there are 2 or more strike force ships in this sector, play the top card of the opposition ship deck into this sector. So I'll go ahead and do that. And do 5 and 3. And that is one of the ships that gains power every time another opposition ship is destroyed. This one would do another one, but you can't. I'm doing them in order. I'm already at my limit, so done with that. And this says scrap 1 tech installed on each strike force ship in this sector with the most strike force ships. In the sector with the most strike. Well, so each strike force ship in the sector with the most. So each ship must destroy 1 tech. Let's see. So I don't care about jumping away once I engage a ship. And don't think this ship is going to be attacking the ship with the most defense. That will be that one doing that. So the thrusters don't matter. And what am I going to do over here? Same thing. This ship is not going to jump to another sector when it engages. Okay. That is taken care of. Don't see none of these they only affect these areas. They increase prices and such, or reduce some of my power if I'm in that region. So that is it for that. Now let's see. Let's let him buy this boost for 20. And another boost for 20. There is some defense, so we'll let him buy it for 30. And there's a mine. Reduce that to 10. And let's see, do I have the card that lets me immediately grab it? Nope. So, oop, and I forgot. Let's see. All of these cards came into a new region, so when an opposition ship enters the sector, you may scrap this card to remove 2. So which one do I want to do that to? Let's just go ahead and I can pick any of them I want. Let's just go ahead and reduce his defense down to 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Do I want to buy? Yeah, I think he'll buy this, and that's it. Done. Don't want to requisition anything else. Probably won't even get to those cards. So, ooh, yeah, that's nice. So now we're at the installation. None of those have installation. This will add a relic token, and this will gain 2 more attack strength. So I will, here's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's make that instead 6. Okay, so now I'm going to slow down because during the requisition phase we're supposed to add tokens to that. Don't have to. A player in this sector may destroy 2 tech from their hand or ship. Well, let me see here. Well, destroy these thrusters because I do not plan on engaging with this ship, and I will think I'll this temporary shield too. I'll get rid of it. And that means I scrap this card. Now, so this is the beginning of the installation phase. Let me see here. Oh, yep, I did have that card in my hand. The first card I requisition, which was the mine, I can put directly into play because I'm now into the installation phase. Installation phase. Don't know that I need the space race trophy, but I'll install it. Here we go. And another one of those to increase. Yep. Increase my shields. Nice. And now we go to the battle phase. So, remove 1 token from the panel for each strike force ship in this sector. Then, if there are no tokens, which there are not, on this panel, move the cryo shade marker to this sector and flip the cryo shade panel and remove this card from the game. So, that is gone. We flip him over, and now we have this. If I can get it to focus without so much glare. Let me see. Okay. So I will read that as we get to it. So it has players plus 10. So I'm assuming that's 10 defense plus the number of players because it doesn't say times. So that'd be 13 and 5. Okay, so I'll set that to the side. And I have 5, 8, 13, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now we bring him in. He is trying to destroy that city or that planet. He's going to shield it from the sun. Still all that solar energy. All right. So that's the beginning of the battle phase. None of these have anything. Nope. So we also remove 1 energy from each ship in this sector. So I activated him. So now I will remove 1 energy from each. Let's see. 3, 4. Reduce that 5 to a 4. And remove 1 here. And now I have to remove 1 from all of me. So I will remove 1 here. And unfortunately I have to remove this tech gun here. And then I will remove a shield here. Alright, on with battle. It says, the Cryo Shade cannot be engaged if there are other unengaged opposition ships in this sector. Whenever a ship is scrapped for being played into a sector that fleet limit. So this is overrun. If I flip over a card and it's a ship, instead of sticking it here, I stick it under this panel. During the requisition phase, which we've already passed, you put the card in this sector station with the highest price under this panel. So I just grab whatever's the highest price and stick it under the panel. Then during the installation phase, which we've already skipped, if the ship has 6 or less armor, then it gains 3 armor. And then during the battle phase, it will scrap any cards under this panel to gain an attack. But it won't do that this round because it wasn't out and it doesn't have any cards under there. So it's just sitting there taunting me. I can't really fight him yet. But a couple rounds, I think we've got him. Let's enter the battle phase. Who looks like the biggest, baddest dog on the street that is going to cause me some trouble? Let's see. I would lose all my shields, but that's okay. And I would be taking 4 damage. I think I'd rather do this. Okay. Because it's only 2 damage. And if I have to lose 2. Okay. And okay. Looks pretty good to me. Alright, so battle time. Let me see what we got. Alright, nothing there. Don't want to jump travel. So I think I'll just use this boost. Remove 1 energy from each engaged opposition ship in this sector. So it's just going to make him take 1 less damage. And okay. All right. I think I want to do this one first. So he's going to do 1 damage to me. I'll do 1 damage to him. Well, I'll do tons of damage to him. But I have to lose 1 damage, and instead of losing, you know what? I've got enough built there now. I think I'll just go ahead and lose this tech gun. It's no big deal. I want to hold on to a few relics for later shields. So there we go. Oops. I destroyed an opposition ship, so he gets that, and it says you may make a ship travel from this sector to another. So now this sector is overrun, okay? But if you make a ship move, you can actually put it into a sector that already is overfilled. But you just can't spawn more ships. Now, the reason I didn't do that is because then this would automatically be at its max fleet size, and then any cards I flipped up would go straight to him, and I didn't want that to happen. Okay, so then take care of this no-brainer. Move one mission card from this sector to another. There are no mission cards in this sector, so. Actually, the Phantom was supposed to be there, wasn't it? Oh no, I scrapped the stuff, so yep, we're good. I don't think any more mission cards are going to come out. So now we go here. So he's going to do 2 damage, and I have no defense. Okay? And he's going to do 2 damage to me, and I've got 10, 20, 30, so I've got plenty of damage to kill him, so I will lose these 2 guns. This one is scrapped, and this one gets recycled. It's my actual starter. Yep, it's a starter item. But that's more than enough to take him out. And if there are, let's see, you may move a ship. You may make a ship travel from this sector to another sector. So again, I will just make this ship fly right over here. Don't care that it's already full. If both of those went over here, both of them would be full as soon as I started drawing, and then every ship would just go right over there. Don't want that. So I'm going to slide him down here because I plan on keeping this pretty empty and just focusing on him. Alright, after battle is aftermath. Remove energy from each strike force. Remove energy from each strike force. Doesn't matter. They're not over there. So then we go to my aftermath. And I may recycle the card. Yep, don't like this stupid boost. And gain a shield. So I have 5 here already. So I'll just get rid of 4. And make that 6 there. Okay? And let's see. One ship in the same sector as this ship may gain 1 attack. I'll give it to this one. One ship in this sector may gain 1 attack. I will give that to this one. And add 1 relic to each strike force ship in this sector, and I have 2 of those installed on my ship. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And I think that is it. So going a little bit faster now. And now that he is flipped, he does not have a aftermath event that causes me to flip ships. But we still have to do this. It's a boost. Remove 2 energy from each strike force ship in this. Nope. Boost. Play the top X cards from the opposition ship deck into this sector where X is the number of strike force ships. Nope. And so, whenever a ship is scrapped for being played in the sector, so it doesn't do boosts, only ships. So, now we have 3 here. Boost. Remove 2 energy from the strike force ship in this sector with the most techs. Then scrap a tech. Nope. The opposition ship in this sector with the most defense gains an attack. Let's see. He has 6, so he'll get an attack. Doesn't matter. Who cares? And let's see. Boost. Move the opposition ship in this sector with the most attack to another sector. and play the top card of the mission deck in that sector. Okay? It doesn't say I have to move it to a specific, as in the most ships or the most strike force or the least, anything like that. So the most attack would be this one. So I'm just going to pile him right over here with his buddies. They're having a little party, letting their boss die. Then I play the top mission card into that, and that is the Bounty Hunter card. There we go. That's it. So pretty quick. It's getting a little faster, and I think we're going to win this next turn. So if you'd like to come along, and then I'll have a few words to say about the game. Okay, for all of you who have stuck through or watched some of my other videos, welcome back. We are about to win the game. For those of you who may have skipped down, it's been a long game. We are about to win. There's no doubt about it. And there's nothing that can stop me. And we'll talk more about that at the end. Travel phase. Nothing that activates affects me at all. So we will stay here. I will jump to the requisition phase. I don't want to buy anything. This is super powerful. I've used it earlier, and it's super powerful with this combo he has, but I no longer need it. During the requisition phase, I take the card with the most value, so I can just pick one. I'll pick this. I slide it under here. At the beginning of the battle phase, I will actually scrap it, and I will put one more attack power on him because he scrapped that card. Okay? No big deal. I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay? Installation phase. If the ship has less than 6 armor, it gains 3. No. So let's see. What am I going to do on installation? I'm going to go ahead and take that tech. I can reduce. Take this 2 armor. I can reduce his armor if I want. And that is it. And I get 2 more attack from those installments. Just ridiculous. And don't need really to install anything. I'll just install some tech in case I have to destroy tech at some point. And actually during the requisition phase, I'm going to go ahead and use this guy. In case this is the first video that somebody's watched, this guy here, the Gray Hammer, he's all about installing tech and installing bombs and then destroying ships outside of combat, like sabotaging them. So to show that, I'm going to boost. A boost can be played at any time, any point in the game, and then it's recycled or it's scrapped and discarded, unless it says otherwise. This one here says boost requisition, so I can play it anytime during the requisition phase, but I recycle it when played because this is one of my starter cards. So I will scrap a tech installed on the Gray Hammer, and if I do, I remove 2 energy from a ship in this sector. So it goes to the bottom of my deck. This here is awesome. If your ship is destroyed, instead of flipping it over, you get all your energy back. So it's a nice little guardian angel. But I will scrap that just to remove 2 energy from him, and you always start from the inside out. And then he has this card. I'll just go ahead and says boost and recycle when played. Remove 1 energy from every ship in this region. Remember, energy is both your attack and defense. Then I have this during the requisition phase. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. Boost can be played at any point. Recycle when played. If a tech installed on the Gray Hammer was scrapped this phase, you may remove 2 more energy from a ship in the sector. So that bomb did 4 points of damage. Now, before we even get to the battle phase, he has this tech installed and says you may scrap this tech. And I don't know if you can see that little circle there, rainbow circle, represents every phase or any phase in the game. Okay, it says you may scrap this tech. When this card would be scrapped from play, you recycle it and remove 2 energy from the ship in the sector. So there's 4 more energy from that ship. So there goes 5. Here goes 1. Okay. So wait just a minute. Those bombs I can do at any point. I'm going to do them after the installation phase, because he has more than 6 armor. He will not gain any. You can do them in any order. So technically, let me just grab the cards and show you. During the requisition phase, I played this to destroy the Guardian Angel armor like thing. Destroyed it to do 2 damage. This let me do 2 more damage, and this one did a damage, and I did all that during the requisition phase. They go to the bottom of his deck face up. These 2 bombs I'm going to set off after he does his armor check. And so 4 damage, just like that. You can do stuff in any order you want. So technically it's the battle phase. Everybody in this sector will lose 1. So he will use his alien tech to use an artifact to shield him. He doesn't have that ability, so he must lose 1 attack and then lose 1 shield. So now we go into the battle phase. We will send this here. I'm actually going to let this guy support. So he offers 2 more shields to her just to keep her from taking any damage or whatever. She's going to activate both of her Hydro EMP sentries. This is another thing about the game I'll talk about later. But reduce armor by 2, which does nothing. She does over 50 damage, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 62, 63. More than enough to kill the boss in 1 hit. We just won the game. Okay? So, I went through it really quick because none of these other event things were affecting me or had any say on the game. So, let's talk about the game. Okay, so what do I think about this game? Well, it's very fiddly, okay? It is fiddly, and it does take a while to play, to learn to play. It is very similar to Sentinels of the Multiverse, where you have the enemy and it has like comes into effect, comes into play, and has different abilities. And even the heroes, when they are downed, they have actions that they can take to help their team. So it's kind of like Sentinels in space. But with Sentinels, you have a deck. You already know, if you've played that character a time or two, you already know all the cards in the deck. Where this, you're adding cards, and you have to kind of learn the cards first to know which ones are going to be good for your character to add to the deck, and is it worth going to that sector and messing with the enemy to worry about. With the Sentinels of the Multiverse, you have your deck, you already know what all the cards are, and you draw your card, so when it's not your turn, you're waiting for the other player, the environment, the boss, you can check out your cards and kind of plan your move. Here you can't really, because when you're going to the market, unless you cheat, this card's on top, then you reveal another card, and you're like, oh, so who wants that? You want that, or do you want me to go ahead and take that? And so that stalls the game some. And I understand with the starter decks, for instance, the War Beast, the War Beast here, he has lots of these cool little hastily welded turrets. So when it's shot off and you lose that attack, you're not worried about it because you can recycle it and put it back in your deck, and it's going to keep coming up. Because he also has a card that lets you basically jettison the gun and blow it up to do 2 damage. But like I said, this recycles. So you just boost the damage. So I understand that, but some of these, some of these tech cards that you actually acquire from markets, you could have 2 or 3 or 4 of the same item on one ship. Now, mines and missiles I can understand, but like these giant EMPs and this ordnance replicator, I had 2 of these on Vigilance, which ended up being my main ship, and it says that if there is a attack granting tech installed on another Strike Force ship in this sector, then this ship gains an attack. So each turn she's gaining 2 attack, just for being in the sector with another ally ship that has a gun fastened to their ship. So I don't know. That was a little weird. And the market, the way the market and buying cards does slow the game down. One complaint I've heard other people say and I've read about on The Geek is once you get one ship kind of buffed up like this, okay, this damage is stupid. That's ridiculous. But I've seen some people say once you get up to about 12 attack and 8 to 12 defense, that ship is unbeatable and you can just send in another ship to support it. And so I knew that this ship was just too powerful at that point. My problem was I didn't go over here early enough and prevent the card to build up tokens and just delay the game. The game is easy the way it is written, which is not a bad thing. But if you want a little more challenge, I really don't understand why these cards give you those credits. So that would be $70, but you don't play them to pay the money. I think I may play this again with the variant that when I buy a tech, I have to recycle those cards to use the money to get the tech. And I think that would make the game harder. But the game is fiddly and it's long, but it's not super hard. It's not super complicated. Well, it's not super complicated. There's lots of things, and I even made mistakes, and I missed some card activations and stuff, but that's fine. But do I like it? Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool game, especially if you watched my intro video and saw I got both the game and its expansion and for less than 20 bucks, and I spent like $4 on the models just to have the whole set and to kind of make it look cool, and maybe one day I'll be brave enough to paint them. But yeah, for that price, I mean, it's on clearance at Miniature Market, so yeah, at that price, if you're looking for a different kind of co-op game, this is cool. This is really cool. I've only played 3 of the characters. There's 8, I think, characters. Tons of different sectors that you combat. 4 more villains. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know that I would... the game recommends playing 2 to 5 people. I could see this game being a little more difficult with 2. Especially early on, not dying. If you could live and get your ship built up, then I think you could do the same thing here. You'd eventually snowball the boss and just ignore him. On elite mode, you must also go and defeat all of the little minions. But like you saw with my ship, at this point, once I beat the boss, he's not going to constantly send out missions and other ships. All I have to worry about are the ships that reappear from. I'd eventually just go and mop them out too. But each ship that spawns does have 1 extra defense and attack, which does make those a little bit more difficult. But I really think if I play this again, I think as a one-player game it's great, but I'm going to try to actually recycle the cards to use as money. So then you have a lot more to think about. Do you want to use the card for its action, or do you want to recycle it for its money, or do you want to hold on to it in your hand so that you can install it on your ship? And I think that would add a lot more to it. The combat is a little strange. It does make sense if you think of it from most fantasy style games, old AD&Ds, like your THACO. So, you know, 2-hit and armor class of 0, you need this. Well, for them to do any damage to you, they have to bust through all of your shields. So if you can get your shields up early, then even the biggest ships, you can sit there and ping them for just 1 and 2 damage. And then the next time their shields have gone down, so you're going to be doing 3 and 4 damage. And then the next time you could do 6 or 8 damage to them because you've taken that much shields away and they still can't hit you. And so yeah, the combat's a little strange, but overall, it's a really cool game. I like it. I enjoyed it. I don't think I would ever play it with, you know, a large number of people. I think I've got a gamer friend, or my biggest gamer friend, Orion. I think if he wanted to check it out and sit down someday, we'd spend an afternoon just me and him playing it. Maybe play 2 ships each or something. But I don't see myself playing this as a 5-player game. It's just ridiculous. I think it's a great solo game. I think the price, especially at clearance at Miniature Market, is just fantastic. If you're looking for something to fill an order for the free shipping, and you're looking for a cool game that you can play solo or with a friend or two, co-op, it's a great game. It really is. I think at that price, it's really fun. It is fiddly, and if you can get past all the little fiddliness, hopefully this video or this series of videos would help you to kind of figure out the gameplay, the phases, so that you would know beforehand if this is something that you'd be interested in playing. But the big thing is to let me know about it. I'd appreciate that. And let them know about it. If watching one of these videos has made you decide, you know what, that game does look pretty cool, I'll fill out my order with that game. Let Miniature Market know. Leave me some comments. Let me know. Say, hey, your videos convinced me that is a pretty cool game. I want to try it out myself. There's tons more heroes, so I would love that. I would really appreciate that. Leave a comment in Miniature Market to read. Say, hey, RatherBeBoardGaming on YouTube had this playthrough of this game, and that's why I got it. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry the playthrough was a lot longer than I intended, but I have lots of other cool playthroughs. Hoping me and my kids can get another one up real soon. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back, check out more videos here at RatherBeBoardGaming. And y'all have a great, wonderful rest of your afternoon, day, evening,